Tarrant City, Texas had a commissioner's court hearing in regards to whether they would vote to reduce the amount of polling locations for a special election in December. Now, it got really interesting because an elderly white woman by the name of Miss Godby got up and said the following. Check it out.
I'm so tired of these racist policies, racist actions by my county government. Voter suppression is an act of violence. It's in the long tradition of what Ben Boswell calls white terrorism, as in the Middle Passage, chattel slavery, police brutality, redlining, mass incarceration, gerrymandering, sundown towns, lynchings, urban renewal, Jim Crow laws. White people have been terrorizing Black people for over 400 years, and we've got to stop it. Thank you.
So as you saw there, she was like, listen, I'm tired of this white terrorism that has been going on for 400 years against Black Americans. Now, she cited things like redlining, Jim Crow, and specifically there, voter suppression. Now, it is said that it did pass. So they're going to reduce it from 44 locations to 22. And yeah, it kind of proved her point, right, about voter suppression. Of course, where there is not a lot of voting locations and people just like, you know what, there's not one close to me. So maybe I'll show up next time if there's one close, right? Oftentimes people have to travel farther than around the corner or up the street, right? And they don't want to do that. So again, that is a form of voter suppression. But isn't it refreshing to hear white people, especially a woman her age, because, you know, she looks like she was pretty close to the Jim Crow era, right? Where they was all about the suppression of Black votes and having Black bodies swinging from trees and a whole lot of other stuff. But she was like, listen, and I'm paraphrasing, I've been here for quite a while and I'm tired. I'm tired of it. And we just need to stop it, right? She says, we need to knock it off. And she's right. Now, wouldn't it be nice if more people, we're starting to see a few of them that look like her, say, hey, we need to knock it off. You know what you're doing is wrong. You know what you're doing is racist. You want to reduce the polling locations because you want to reduce the vote. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of us, we don't show up as much, right? Especially for the state and local level elections and things like that. And those white folks know what they're doing. But Miss Godby there is like, yeah, I know what you're doing too. And I'm not going to be quiet about it. Now, it sounds like she represents the Justice Network for Tarrant City. And it sounds like their mission is about justice, which we are happy for that. But yeah, it's going to take more of them to do that. But unfortunately, again, that did pass. So what remains to be seen? I guess we'll find out in December. But the other thing, too, is there in Tarrant County, they could get out and tell people, hey, yes, they voted to reduce the polling places, but that don't stop you from going out there to vote on whatever it is, right? Because especially with the state and local level elections, that's where you can vote for your judges, your DAs, your sheriffs, your city council, your commissioners, the ones that decided, hey, yeah, we going to reduce these polling locations. That's where all of that counts. That's where, you know, you might have a homie or family member that's gotten overly charged with something, and the DA is like, oh, yeah, I did that. Also, I'm elected. I'm voted in, and y'all don't show up or even look into my background to see what I be on, right? Do I have a record of disproportionately overcharging Black people? And most of the time they do, right? But that's on us because we don't look into that. We feel like, well, if it's not a presidential election, I'm just not going to show up, right? For whatever reason, we think that is more important. I'm not saying it's not important, but what's more important is the state and local level because they have a direct effect on your life, right? The mayors. The mayor is the president of the city, and they control a lot of things that directly affect you. So they need to get the word out that, hey, they reduced the polling locations, but that don't stop you from showing up. Get an Uber, get a bus, or, you know, carpool or whatever you need to do and go to the polls. And make sure that if those people, the commissioner court, if they're on the ballot, vote them out because they don't think that you matter. So anyway, big ups to Miss Godby for speaking truth to power. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, the Demetra Kaye.